Welcome to the Peace Place. I'm Judy. I'm the penman of Prayums. I'm the founder of the Peace Movement, and I bring to you a prayer, a word of encouragement today that can surpass any amount of power that man thinks he has. And we petition God, the God of the universe, the Creator, that can lead, guide, change, do anything that needs to be done to bring His will to earth when we get into agreement with Him. So today I bring you, it's called, the name of the prayer is called Draw Your People. This is a prayer to the heart of God. It's in poetry form. As if you've heard any of my other offerings, I was just as amazed and just as surprised maybe as you are as you listen to these. I was never trained as a writer, never trained as a poet, but what I do know is God is faithful. When we call on Him, He does answer us. There were so many concerns that I had about the world. There had studied most of man's leadership offerings, man's ways. I studied world religion quite extensively, and though I learned much through those things, I found that I've not found anything that compares to the creative, transforming, revelation giving, love and wisdom of the God of the universe. So today I bring to you, draw your people. Whenever we stand in the place of division, help us, God, to hunger in, seek your revision. Draw each to your heart so we can hear what you're saying and allow unity to appear. Appear not as hollow words, but in your power. We so desperately need you, Holy God, this hour. Our minds and hearts consumed by ways that are not you, great I am. Do what only you can wisely do. We attempt to stand and are discouraged by all division. God, we so need your correction, healing, and your vision. Will you show yourself strong amidst all present trials? Help us hear clearly your will as we walk out these hard miles. Yet you, Holy One, alone can bring forth truth as we gather. We can seek your face to bring your bright light to all things that matter, order our steps to rightly discern what you are now saying, and then follow your lead as we seek your heart, praying. Only you see the depth of division and strategies we hold. Our desperation brought us to this place. Make us bold. So as we stand with our hearts and hands turned up to you, use us as vessels and mold and bring honor for you to do as you will. I don't know about you, but I spend many decades of my life in intellectual pursuit without knowing the connection of the love in the heart of God. And once I made that transition to know that those our minds and God's heart often are very, very far apart. But as we learn to seek Him, He will give us a new start. He will lead and guide every step that we take because it's His heart of love that desires to make us whole once again. Yes, the more that I learned how to lay down and speak to lay down my will and speak to my mind and recognize all that has been developed in through these decades, and be able to discern which of that is not of love, which is not of love, and which has no uh, spark of the supernatural. And we can learn to lay that down, and we can learn to hear from the mind of Christ. We can learn to be led and filled by His Spirit, and be led um, in a way that produces abundant goodness and fruit in through our lives. I didn't know that that opportunity or option even existed, but I believe that we are in a time and a season like we've never seen before. And people are tired of the plastic, tired of the pretense, tired of the lies, and tired of all that is not love and is not does not have an agenda to bring the goodness and the peace that passes all understanding to this world. It will never happen if we don't individually have a wake up call and be able to learn new, have our minds renewed, have our hearts healed, and have our steps ordered. There is a God who knows everything about all of us, is a responsive God to our heart's cry, and yet has rules that we need to be able to follow so He can do what He does perfectly every time. He teaches us that all things do work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to His purposes. Well, sometimes we have to peel all that back and get to the point where we know God personally. We know love as unconditional love. And we know that there still is a creative power that has a story that has been written specifically for us. And God is willing, as we are obedient and learn of His ways and His rules, He is obligated to do what He says He would do. But He is not obligated when we're doing our own thing with our minds on the throne. Well, it doesn't matter what we've done. It doesn't matter what we've believed. It doesn't matter what we embrace at this moment. This God I'm speaking about is able to know intimately every thought in your mind, every emotion in your heart, and is able to turn it so it produces the fruit of peace, love, joy, kindness, gentleness, faithfulness, self-control. The things that are good, the agendas that are good, and we can learn how to operate that way. So we have to call out to Him. He says that we have not because we ask not. So in this Draw Your People Pray Home, certainly is a heart's cry for that. Let's see. So we stand sometimes discouraged. We certainly stand confused and not knowing truth. And sometimes we even stand knowing that the path that we're walking down is one that's destructive, but we don't know that there are options. Well, I'm here today to tell you there are options. There's a mighty, holy God that's the same yesterday, today, and forever, knows everything about each one of us, and has a plan for that. If you're interested in learning how to discover that, how to walk that out on a daily basis, how to live your life with your steps ordered by the one who knows it all. Sometimes we think we're pretty much a know-it-all, but this God I'm talking about really is the one who knows it all and has a plan for the good for each one of us. So if this conversation is one that's interesting to you, provoking to your heart, and drawing and calling you to a place where you can be part of solutions rather than part of the familiar that we already know, then you can subscribe here on the channel. You can invite other people to join us. You can find us at prayoms.com. That's PRAYOEMS.com. You can find us at the Peace Movement, which gives quite an extensive understanding of what our agenda is, what it is that we're intending to petition God to help bring forth on the earth, and that's the peace of God that passes all understanding. And we will do that as we establish peace within, peace with another. Then we can bring the peace that passes all understanding and the Prince of Peace to the world, and God's kingdom will come and God's will be done on earth. I pray that this word was a blessing to you today. I am signing off now with peace, love, and joy to you.